Initially, I was a little bit dubious about it. It's just kind of like blown my mind. I love it. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Rose, and today we're going to be reviewing a brand that I've known about for quite a while now. So before we start, a big thank you to StyleKorean and for Blithe for providing these products. This is not a sponsored video, however, all the thoughts are my own, and I'm just going to tell you what I think about them. Now, as I say, I've known about Blithe for quite a few years now. They're a Korean brand and they became super hyped a couple of years ago when they first came out with their splash masks. These were everywhere, like everybody and their grandmother had a bottle of this mask. And I'm going to be reviewing one in this video, so stay tuned for that. And they had a lot of people talking about the brand. And kind of over the years, Blithe has come out with these super innovative products. That's kind of like their thing. That's what they're best known in Korea for. But all of their products, even if they're super innovative and different, they all kind of have the same goal. So all of Blithe's products are really aimed at like nourishing the skin, of fighting off the signs of aging, particularly aging through pollution. And pollution is like the really important thing here, because pollution is a huge issue in South Korea, particularly like micro dust. Like it really kind of affects your everyday life. Well, it certainly does for me. Big shout out to asthma, which basically makes my lungs completely useless, which we love. It's great. If the air quality is really bad, and obviously this poor air quality is really awful for your skin and really kind of speeds up the aging process. So the first product I'm going to talk about is their green tea patting splash mask. It looks a little bit like this, and I've actually been using these patting splash masks for a number of years now. Since they came out a couple of years ago and like everyone was talking about them, I bought one and I've restocked since. Now, what's kind of innovative and different about this mask is that obviously you use it in a very particular way. It's not like a sheet mask, you don't put it on. It's not like a clay mask that you leave on. It's a splash mask. So what these are basically very concentrated formulas that you then dilute in water and then splash onto your face. So one way of doing it is pouring out a kind of capful and diluting it in a bowl of water, bending over that bowl of water and then splashing your face for 15 seconds. I don't do that because that just sounds like a whole lot of mess and a whole lot of like effort that I can't really be bothered to do because I'm lazy. So what I do, which I think is the best way, is I just keep a bottle of this in my shower, put a capful in my hands, and then splash it onto my face and then dilute that product on my face with the water from the shower. Keep going for like 15 seconds or so and then come out of the shower and then pat dry. That's what works for me, and I think that it's just the easiest way. It's the least kind of like problematic way for me, and it works really well. That also kind of leads into what I think is probably my favorite thing about these masks, is that they're so convenient. Like, you are already in the shower, you're probably, I double cleanse in the shower anyway, so I'm already doing that, and then this is just like an extra step. It's also incredibly efficient, like it's only 15 seconds to actually do it, so you're getting the benefits super quickly. It's also a very effective mask. Like, not often do I see products that work immediately, but with these masks, like I genuinely do see a difference in my face, and I think that they're a really effective exfoliator. There's lots of lovely ingredients, but I'm actually going to talk about 3 today. So the really important ingredient in this is the lactic acid. Now, lactic acid is an AHA. So it's an exfoliating ingredient, kind of buffing away that top layer of dead skin, revealing beautiful, fresh, glowing skin underneath. And exfoliation is a super important part of your skin routine, and if you're not exfoliating, then I would suggest that you start, because your skin is definitely going to benefit from some kind of exfoliation. Doesn't have to be this, but some kind of exfoliation is needed in a skincare routine. This particular splash mask also contains green tea, which is super important to me because, as you know, I have super sassy, super sensitive skin, and green tea is very soothing. And lastly, this particular splash mask contains tea tree oil. Now, what tea tree oil does is it really controls the level of sebum in your skin, which help to keep those blemishes at bay. Also, just to point out, Blithe have 2 other versions of this splash mask: yellow citrus and honey and purple berry, and they all contain different ingredients and like do slightly different things. So this retails for about $29 US. $6. Now I think that that's a pretty good price point, but considering this is such a concentrated product, you really only need to use like a capful to get the full benefits. So this tends to last me about like 3 months or so, bearing in mind I use it once or twice a week every single week. So it does stretch. $29 is quite a lot for an exfoliator though, and off the top of my head I can think of other exfoliators that are less money. However, this is a very quick, efficient and convenient exfoliator. So if that's more important to you than getting something a little bit cheaper that kind of takes a little bit more time, you have to kind of weigh those up. But yeah, $29, and it lasts me approximately 3 to 4 months. Now the next product I'm going to talk about is a product that I had never ever tried before, and initially I was a little bit dubious about it, and I'll go into that in a little bit. So this product is an essence. It is their Vital Treatment 8 Nourishing Bean Essence. So the really interesting thing about this essence, and kind of the selling point I would say, is that it's got a super high concentration of fermented soybean. Now I've spoken about the fermentation of ingredients on this channel before, and the reason that we really love it is that it's a process that gets the most out of the ingredients and therefore is most beneficial for our skin. So whenever I hear about a fermented ingredient in a product, I'm there for it. I think it's great. So that's one thing I was looking forward to with this essence. And in particular, soybean extract is super rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, which all kind of goes back to this idea about what I was talking about before, which is kind of repairing the damage done by pollution. And the super innovative thing about this product is that it's got a tiny little vitamin E beads in it, which burst upon contact with the skin, which I've never seen before. I think that that's really cool, and as I say, I was a little bit dubious when I first heard about that, or when I first saw it, because I was like, is it going to be a little bit gimmicky? Because sometimes things like that are gimmicky, but actually I found that it was very pleasant to put on my skin. What I also liked about this product, and I'll show you in a close-up, is that it's got a very interesting texture. It's not a liquid, but it's not particularly thick. It's very jelly-like. You know what it reminds me of actually is my ultimate favorite toner that I've spoken about a few times before from Be The Skin, their toner, which I adore and I love forevermore. It will forever be my favorite thing in the entire world. But again, it's similar, and it's got this very kind of slightly viscous jelly texture, which is actually incredibly light on the skin, which I love because, as you know, this is a K-beauty channel. I use K-beauty, and what K-beauty is all about is putting very light, thin layers of skincare on your skin and building that up. This product is fantastic for that. It's so light, you can just put layer upon layer upon layer and really build up the hydration layers, and your skin's not going to feel congested, and it's not going to feel like it's too much on your skin. Another thing that I really love about this is that I didn't have to use that much to kind of cover my whole face. So I can see this lasting like a good 5, 6, 7 months, which I love in a product. I love a product that really goes the distance and you get a lot for your money. So this essence retails at just under $43. Now that's quite a lot to be spending on an essence. Indeed, some of my very favorite essences, which will be coming in a video very shortly, cost a lot less than $43. However, I would say the saving grace for this product is that you only need to use a tiny amount. And in my experience with products like this, they can last me like a good 6 or 7 months. So you kind of have to think about it in terms of your own routine. What kind of skin do you have? Can you make this product kind of last a long time? I personally can, and so I definitely would consider repurchasing it. However, if you have extremely dry skin, for example, then you're going to run through it very fast, and it might be better to invest in an essence that is of similar quality, but that is just that little bit less expensive. So this next product is actually another product that I have used again because it is one of Blithe's famous products, and for good reason, to be fair. This is their Tundra Chaga Pressed Serum. So you know the cream skin trend that's going on at the moment, where you have like a toner moisturizer hybrid, and that's used to kind of minimalize your skincare routine and kind of like make it much more efficient. This is similar to that, except that it combines a serum and a moisturizer. Now obviously the big ingredient here is the chaga mushroom, which is a mushroom that is native to tundra regions, hence the name. If you haven't heard of the chaga mushroom ingredient, or if you don't have any products with chaga mushroom in it, it really is one of my superstar ingredients. It's just fantastic. So the chaga mushroom not only contains loads of fantastic antioxidants, but it also boosts the skin's immune cells. So it's a lot less receptive to damage from pollution, let's say, or bacteria. So if you have damaged skin, or you live somewhere where there's a lot of pollution, like a city for example, I would highly recommend investing in a product like this that is a great moisturizer, fantastic, but also nourishes your skin and puts stuff back into your skin to help it heal in the long term. So a moisturizer that does more than just moisturize. Now I have to say, a slightly weird thing about it is the texture, and it does take a little bit of time to get used to. It's not a particularly appealing color, in my opinion, and the texture is a little bit kind of like thick jelly-like, which is slightly strange. But then when you put it on your face, it kind of melts into the skin and becomes almost liquidy. It absorbs very, very quickly into the skin, and it dries really, really, really nicely. It's a very innovative and interesting product. Now, I've seen people use this in two ways. Either they use this to replace their serum and then put a moisturizer on top, or they replace both their serum and their moisturizer with this and don't use either and only use this. Now, I don't do either of those things. I like to layer up serums and ampules, considering what skincare issue I'm having at the moment. I don't like using just one serum to kind of solve all of my problems. I mean, that's pretty much the story of my life. Let's put more skincare on to cover up all of the issues I'm dealing with, both emotionally and physically. On any given day, I could put on like a hyaluronic acid or like a collagen and then a vitamin C on top, something like that. So what I do is I put all of those serums and ampules on, and then I go in with this, which replaces my moisturizer. This is definitely moisturizer enough. As I say, it's super, super, super hydrating, but it's not oily. Perfect for me. As you know, I do have super, super sensitive skin, and I have to be aware of how many super rich, nourishing things I'm putting on my skin, or else it just has a temper tantrum and we're back to square one. Sassy skin. So something that I find really valuable about this particular, I'm gonna call it a moisturizer because that's what I use it as, is that it's incredibly nourishing, but also you don't need to use very much to cover your face. Like, I remember the first time I used it, like what, a couple years ago now, I used way, way, way too much, and it was just a disaster. Like, I was like bringing it all the way down to like my shoulders to try and like get it to like sink in. Like, you need the tiniest amount to cover your face properly. And that's something that I really look for in my products. I don't want to buy an expensive product and then it lasts like a month. Like, no, like you need to be spending your money wisely and spending it on things that actually work for your skin and go the extra mile. And I really feel like this is a serum slash moisturizer thing that definitely kind of does the work, and it's not innovation for innovation's sake, if you see what I mean. So this little guy retails for approximately $45. Now, is that kind of on the expensive side? Yes. However, looking at it on a cost analysis basis, then I think it's a good investment, personally. So the next product I'm going to talk about is a product that I have never tried before, and to be honest with you, didn't really know that much about. It's their makeup prep essence. It's the Inbetween range that Blithe have, and it comes in this very beautiful pink bottle, which is very aesthetically pleasing for me. I like it a lot, but as we know, packaging does not always mean a good product. So, as I say, this is from their Inbetween range, which is a range of products that is supposed to go literally between your skincare and your makeup to protect your skin and also to prime your skin so it's super smooth and beautifully nourished for your makeup to look the best. So what you've got here is essentially a serum specifically for makeup preparation. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not sure I've really used this enough to give a solid yes I love it or no I hate it. I'm still quarantining at the moment and I'm not really wearing makeup that much, so I've not been using this every day. I've used it 3 times now and I'm actually wearing it today. So maybe you guys can be the judges of how you think it makes makeup look. But also be aware that I am really, really, really bad at makeup. So it might not be this, it could just be the fact that I'm rubbish at makeup. Now I have to say, when I saw the ingredients list, I was super, super, super excited because it's got some of my all-time favorite ingredients. First of all, niacinamide, which I love. It evens out your skin tone, which is super important for me because I've got so much hyperpigmentation and also acne scarring. But it also contains ginseng, which I use in a lot of my products. It's very, very soothing. It's great. It's very nutritious for the skin. It also contains lots of lovely humectants, so you are getting that additional hydration. And what I did feel is that because it was so deeply hydrating, I did feel like it was protecting and nourishing my skin. So I didn't feel that kind of guilty feeling that I sometimes get, you know, when you like pack on makeup. And to be honest with you, I don't use particularly heavy makeup, but when you're putting makeup on, you kind of feel a little bit guilty for your skin. Like, I'm so sorry for like smothering you like this. I didn't feel that quite so much with this product. And so that was kind of a nice, refreshing, different take. So when I was using this product, what I found was very interesting was that it dries quite tacky, which is very, very good for putting makeup on. So I felt like my makeup is sticking much better than it would usually. The weather's heating up, and around this time, if you are wearing makeup during the day, you need a primer, or you need something that's really gonna kind of adhere to your makeup and really keep it on your skin. And I feel like this is a product that would definitely do that. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed about, and I don't know whether I should say disappointed because it's not something that it said that it would deliver, so I shouldn't be thinking that it was going to be deliver and be disappointed about that, but I have a lot of products that I like to use under my makeup to give me that extra little bit of glow when I'm going to put makeup on. And this didn't really give me an extra glow. It made my skin look very kind of dewy and hydrated, which is lovely, but it didn't give me that like that vibrance that something like the VDL primer, which is one of my favorite products ever, would give you. But having said that, super like crazy luminosity like I like, or like how I try to look, isn't for everybody. And if you prefer a matte look, or if, to be honest with you, you're not wearing that much makeup anyway, this really did make my skin look fantastically dewy and hydrated. So it really depends on what you like. So this retails for about $33.50, which, to be honest, is quite competitive in terms of it being a serum. The only thing that I would say is that this isn't something that's going to really nourish your skin hugely or particularly effectively, only because you've put lots of other products underneath this. For example, a sunscreen, which tends to be occlusive, and so this isn't really going to penetrate your skin as well as a serum would if you put it on after an essence, for example. Is it worth $33? As I say, I haven't used this enough yet to be 100% sure, but did it wow me the first couple of times? Not really. So that, my friends, is the end of my review. I hope that you found this somewhat useful. Hopefully you kind of saw a couple of products in there that you think might work for you. And to be honest with you, the star of the past week has been that 8 Nourishing Bean essence. It's just kind of like blown my mind. I love it. This really kind of like, it kind of turned the tables for me, in that like it was a very innovative product that actually worked and actually delivered what it promised to deliver. And the thing I really love is that this is such a layerable product, and so I don't have to throw away the other essences that I really love. I can layer this on top of my other favorite essences, pile up all of those fantastic ingredients, and create a skincare routine that works the best for my particular skin. Again, huge thanks to StyleKorean for sending me the products, and to Blithe for creating such wonderful, innovative products. On the whole, I really love these products, and I'm excited to continue using them in my skincare routine and to kind of nourish my skin, repair the damage that I've done, because God help me, I've done some damage, and have beautiful skin. I hope you liked this video and you found it somewhat interesting / useful / entertaining, maybe. And I will see you right here this time next week. Bye!